1 year ago today, I released my second album, CD, and this thing is the most personal body of work that I have ever done. And I want to celebrate the 1 year anniversary of this album with you guys. The reason this album is so personal, and you'll know this if you came to my show last year and bought a CD, is because this album literally is me. It's called CD, Callum Drage's compact disc. And to celebrate 1 year of this album, I'm going to take you through every single song and share why it's important. And also to thank you guys for streaming the fuck out of this album. It has done so much better than I ever could have thought. And I want to thank you and celebrate with you. So let's have fun.
17 was a long time ago. My mom was at a fork in the road. Oh, hi. 17 is track 1 of CD, and it was the perfect way to begin the album. I think when we all turn 17, we're a bit nervous about what that means because we're about to leave high school, we're about to enter the real world, and we don't know what that looks like. And for me, I had no idea, and I was super scared. So when I first wrote 17, it was a song filled with daunt, filled with fear about how scary this is. That is where Lily DeLeo comes in. Sorry about the finger choice, but Lily DeLeo comes in and she brightens this song up with her optimism. And she goes, Callum, 17 is actually a really happy song. So let's rework this into one of happiness. And now, when I share the song with you guys and with the people in my life, all I hear is the optimistic views that this song takes. So 17, track 1, give it a listen now, and let's continue with track 2. Oh, hi. Moving directions. Where were we? Track 2. Well, this song is a little bit controversial without being controversial. It's a really challenging song to talk about because its content, as I say in the song, was inspired by a documentary I watched with my brother and my mum about a certain LGBT movement, and I think this song is important because at the end of the day we all have our own opinions, right? And I feel like we get put into situations where we're not allowed to speak our mind out of fear that someone's going to get angry or potentially get really violent. And this song is about having your own opinion, sticking to them, being able to adjust them, but listening to each other and having conversation. And I think it really flows into the next song, which is track 3, which we'll talk about in just a moment. Oh, hey! Grasp the air. That is track 3. We're grasping the air. No. Annabelle is the person who helped inspire this song. Annabelle is a really good friend of mine. She's a young friend, but we're listening to heads, shoulders, knees and toes. And when that song finished, she goes, Callum, you should write a kids dance song. And I was like, absolutely not. I am not going to write a kids dance song. That is below me. And then I went home and thought about it. And I'm like, no. Kids dance songs are really, really good. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, ABCD. We learn things. And so I put my mind to good use and I decided to write a song called Grasp the Air. This song is about seizing the day and saying yes to life, similar to 17, as well as saying hello to your fellow person.
It wasn't easy growing up gay. I always felt so alone. People would say the most hurtful things. You dance like a girl. Why do you like acting? That's so gay. It was damaging. I never thought I would be worthy of love. I never thought I would be able to live my truth. In 2018, I came out. It's a process. At first, it was terrifying. Now, it's easier. Then, in 2022, I got brave. I wanted to expand and try my hand in love. And I met someone. And it was so good to be free. Free to explore, free to feel love, free to feel fiery passion, wherever we were. For the first time, it felt like I was living. Of course, no fire lasts forever. Eventually it burns out. And sometimes, he takes a piece of you with him.
Have you ever believed in something so much that you could just shout it from the rooftops? Well, that's the way I felt with Warned You, track 5 off my album CD. This song started with a melody in my head that goes like this. Boom, 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 boom. And then lyrics just came into my mind like that. And within 20 minutes, I had written the first 2 verses of this song. Hugh and Georgia, the guest features on this, were 2 artists that I went to TAFE with, and I loved their work so much I wanted to work with them. Hugh could speak 1,000 words just by playing guitar, and Georgia has a vocal range that just blew my mind. And so I reached out to them, I sent them what little bit of the song I had, and I was so nervous about what they were going to say, but they got back to me and they said, "Callum, we'd love to be on the song with you." That just made me so excited to work with these 2 artists that I just love so much. And so the day came when they were going to come work on the song with me. And that is when I realized I only had the 2 verses of the song organized. So I jumped in the shower, I spent 5 minutes, and the rest of the song just flew into my head. This song, it's the song that I am the most proud of. Its production value, its message, and also how much fun I had in the studio making it. It felt like I was with royalty being with Hugh and Georgia. As I was telling you when I was initially promoting this song, go and listen to it. It's a banger. Don't say I didn't warn you.
In 2022, I went through a relationship that completely broke me. It crept up slowly. Family and friends could see the signs. But I was young. And it was my first, my first love, all that emotion, that rush. It took an intervention from my family, therapy, and many sleepless nights. But I realized that all that time, I was harboring someone else's negatives in my life. And I realized that control, that negativity, wasn't ever mine to begin with. It was never me who wanted toxicity, but yet I was inviting it into my life. My hope is that this song inspires you to reclaim who you are, in or out of love.
Ever let Google make a song for you? Well, typically I would not let that happen. Until I did. You know, Susan and myself were sitting on the couch one night and we were like, let's just make a song that looked like a kid just threw paint at the wall and see what stuck. I mean, you don't see or hear very many weird things, do you? So we got on Google and we said, Google, give us some random words. Give us some things that just don't correlate and we will write a song about it. And that's exactly what we did. It gave us so many things, but the best of which, it actually had some timely things in there, but also some complete absurd things like
why do I have a beard?
Why do I have documents? It's very weird. Track 7, GOAT. God is only available tomorrow. Stay weird, guys. I've always given a lot of thought to death. It's not the prettiest thing to think about, but it is a fact of life. A couple of years ago, I was driving home from a New Year's party and I was singing a song in my car and I had this out-of-body experience where literally I was watching myself driving. And then all of a sudden I snapped back into my body and I just started crying because I realized that I could have had a crash. Like I could have died, but at that moment, I just didn't really seem to mind. When I was writing CD, I had so many friends and sometimes strangers come up to me and tell me, hey Callum, I feel like there's something in your eyes. I can just trust you and I can just tell you things. I feel like you're someone that I can do that with. And that was a lot of pressure to put on someone who wasn't even 23 yet. And so I've always had this fear that I was going to die at the age of 23. And so I collected all these emotions, the out-of-body experience, the friends coming up to me and telling me they can trust me, and my own superstition that I wouldn't get past 23. And I combined it into this song where I shared with the world what I thought and what I would want them to think if I died tomorrow. And in the song, I packed in all my positivity, all my hope, all my optimism, and I shared it with you. It's a way of saying life is so precious. Enjoy it. Don't be scared of dying because it is the next greatest adventure. And just appreciate the now as much as you can. I think so often we forget to do that, and this song is just a reminder not to.
Having a clear intention can be the difference between control and reliance. When I wrote Indulging, I was going through a period where I'd come to understand my relationship with mind-altering substances and was no longer afraid that they would take control of me. I always set an intention before every use, and it kept me grounded. But I get it. For someone who has never experienced a feeling, or who has had negative experiences to or around them, it can be troubling and no doubt scary. I can accept that. What I can't accept is others pushing those fears onto me. Intention is the difference between control and reliance. Indulging is my story of finding control over the usage, instead of it having control over me.
You're filming me, eh?
I wrote CD as a project that was designed to let the audience in. But as I was writing this project, there was a missing glue and there was a missing reason for my desire. Like, why did I want to let you guys in? Jamal Miles was that reason. Let me tell you about Jamal. Jamal was a 9-year-old boy, energetic, full of charisma, really, really fun. But Jamal's life, it was cut short. Jamal Miles was bullied after coming out as gay, and he took his own life as a result. So, I heard about this story, and as I was writing CD, I just couldn't quite figure out why I wanted to share with you who I was and why it was so important until I remembered Jamal and how bold he was and how brave he was at such a young age. And so CD became this project about embracing the inner me, the inner child, bringing it out, all the fun, all the different colors. But also the reason was because some of us never find that selves of ours. And Jamal was 9 and was able to. So Miles to Go was my ode of saying thank you. It's my way of saying, let's not forget him. It's my way of saying, you have to be you because you don't know when things are going to end. So you may as well. CD was such a fun project. I love that it's been out in the world for as long as it has. 1 year ago, I came here to unveil Miles to Go as a song in my tracklist reveal, and I thought it was such a beautiful, really nice place to come back to. And I just hope that this album inspires you to unlock your true selves. Wow, what a journey that was. Thank you everyone who stuck around and watched every single episode of this album retrospective series. CD is such a passion project, and it has been my pleasure getting to share with you guys every single song in detail. I hope you learnt something, I hope you feel inspired, and I hope you're ready to listen to the album potentially, because we've got it right here. There are physical CDs, still heaps more to be sold, so go to my website and check it out. The link for my website is in the description, and you can get a physical CD which also has a bunch of information through this booklet, which you get, including some amazing photos. We also have some merch over here, which is some positive quotes that I dreamed up and I've put them on shirts. It's all to do with my mission of spreading positivity. So thank you everyone, and don't forget about CD just yet, because more to come.